What's going on? Welcome to another Subie Shave video on a beautiful day. Hashtag Team All Blade and hashtag No Blade Left Behind. Come on in, throw me a Subie smile, and all I gotta say is squad goals. Thank you for being here, for clicking in today's video, for joining me. Hopefully wherever you're watching from, you're drinking something cold, carbonated, and caffeinated, sitting in a comfy chair, ready for a shave. You know who I am today. I'm really excited to have you all here. We're gonna be knocking down 48 hours growth, and we're gonna be using the brand new, this is the 90 DC cross grain ghost being offered by Team Yaqi. Grace took this and sent this our way. I cannot say thank you enough. I want to give her a massive shout out because she went to extra effort to make sure that we got this and got it quickly. This is, again, their 90 DC cross grain, and it is their multi-bar system where you have a flat bar on one side and you have an exposed open comb on the other side. You can see the shapes and dimensions were kind of similar to the Paradigm Salient razor. It offers a more modern, flatter shape on the profile of the actual head cap, based on, kind of compared against more rounded vintage style razors. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get into it. I'm really excited. Again, 57-ish grams, titanium satin finish, 90 DC ghost razor, and I'm really excited to have the opportunity and really just the chance to spotlight and showcase a razor that I've really enjoyed. It's a razor I've used now in stainless, and I'm excited to see how the titanium kind of stacks up. You can see we got both blades loaded. We're going to rock out and try both sides out and see if there's really any difference in performance. I can tell you this, based on the face shave alone today, I don't really feel like it has a ton of variation between the two sides other than blade fill. As far as performance goes, both shaves were very smooth, very forgiving, and very close, but I'm excited to see how it does in the dome. We're also going to be using and kind of talking a little bit about Velvet Rose, a homage to Joe Malone's and the Velvet Rose and Oud scent. I really, really like this. They talked a little bit about this on their webpage as being intoxicatingly good, and I think that's very accurate texturally, right? The velvet, kind of the term velvet gives you an idea of texturally what it kind of smells like. To me, I went through the notes. It's got some very, very high-end, very exotic notes to it. Damask rose, patchouli, labdanum, musk of amber at the bottom note of it. But really, this praline, oud, and wood make this scent very kind of spicy, caramely, smoky, and dark. The thing I love about this, right? The thing I really enjoy about Joe Malone's and their homage, their inspiration of the scent is that it kind of smells hard to me. It smells like you're, kind of richer. It smells to me like a hardcore, like a Ramones rocker. I don't know why. I didn't ever read anybody saying it smells like Guns N' Roses, but I thought that was very fitting that they used this label for this scent, because when you smell it, I could see somebody coming in from a rock concert wearing this. Now, you have enough money, you got enough fame, it smells a little rich, a little famous to me, a little posh, but at the same time, harder. I like this a lot. Very interesting scent that I had never smelled before. And when I cracked it open, I was like, the tub, the actual art on this doesn't give me the same scent, right? The damask rose even smells a little alive. It smells a little fresh. There's almost like a little bit of spicy freshness that comes along with this. The beautiful scent. The projection on it, I would say, dries down with the amber and the musk really playing well with the patchouli. I think together, it's a scent that is it has rose in it, but it comes across as being very complex, complete. Huge shout out to Yaqi and to Master Soap Creations for kind of working together to get this out. I love this scent. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And you get 6 ounces of scent in that tub. I think that's an awesome amount of soap when you talk about like what you're paying for per shave and how much it takes to generate lather. And let me tell you something, the lather today was easy, was absolutely effortless, and it was thick, runny, and shiny. Look at this. That's after the face shave, and that's after I've been messing around in here all morning. Look at this stuff. It is awesome. Huge shout out to Master Soap Creations for creating something that's absolutely easy to lather, has a huge water band, is massively like cushioned. It really produces a lot of protection, and the post shave on all of their bases has been phenomenal. I've tried 5 or 6 now of these Yaqi and kind of collaboration with MSC's work, and every single one of them has produced very, very good results post shave. I enjoy the scent of them. They're projection of them lasts, and I think that they're a great quality product that really comes in with and matches what the brand is trying to do. I believe personally, is Yaqi's really resegmenting themselves towards more of the upscale, but still at a price point people can afford. And I think that's where the 90 DC cross grain ghost razor fits in. Is yes, it is upscale, it is more expensive, right? This comes in at about $145, $147. I did hear some people reach out to me. They said, you know, if you wait for Yaqi's discounts on their webpage on AliExpress, but you also combine that with the AliExpress gift codes, you can do that. The coupons do cross stack, so you can get even a better deal. I heard people say they got it for just under $100 at one point for their flat bar variation. That is a steal, in my opinion, for a titanium satin polished or satin finished, excuse me, razor. I really think this comes across as being very premium. But from the serialized base plate, the kind of the ghost-like numbers and letters that are embedded on the razor, I think it just really looks nice. It uses a bar system to secure the blade rather than a pin system, which I personally prefer. It's a little longer, it produces a little bit more rigidity and security with the blade as you're loading it. And I love that it covers those blade tabs, right? That for me is a huge win. I actually grabbed a few razors just to make sure that people understood. When I say that this comes across as more modern to me, I wanted to show you kind of what I meant by that. Even if you buy a modern razor like the Carbon, which is modern, right? When you look at the actual angle and shape of the head, right? This looks much more like the vintage razors, right? That curved cap. Whereas these squared caps kind of set the angle for you. They're a little bit more modern, and they kind of are an invention based on something that's, you know, better tooling, better machinery, things like that, right? You have mics. This is the Shield razor, and I wanted to showcase that because this one actually covers the blade tabs where the Carbon doesn't. And you can see now the shapes are a little bit different, but the sizes are not. So I like the little bit longer head that protects the blade tabs, but you can see Mike still uses that rounded cap, and you can feel the difference between that. And then I also grabbed the Blacklin Blackbird to showcase this is like a very, very modern razor, right? When you look at the dimensions, it's a pretty far departure from the vintage ones. And I think that the actual Ghost here kind of falls in between this and the Carbon. It almost feels like it's kind of like the middle ground, and I like that. I think it's a very smooth shaver. It does offer kind of an assisted angle when you're shaving with it, but it's not so heavily focused on like setting the angle that it doesn't let you manipulate it. I like that. I like personally that you have a bigger window as far as what shaves and what doesn't, and what's smooth and what's not. Like with some of these very, very modern razors, they are set at a specific angle, and as soon as you kind of go away from that, they get kind of rough or chattery. Whereas I don't find that with the Ghost razor, right? I have a larger window, but it could be the way the blade's secured, but it's a very, very smooth shaver at a bunch of different angles, even though the one it sets for you is very good. Let me show you. Let's get in here and start some shaving. I am, like I said, just over at this point 48 hours of growth. I love the way that this comes across on the skin. It's very smooth, very easy to use, no tugging, absolutely like to the bone smoothness and closeness with very, very, very little effort. Again, like an autopilot razor. This is their 90. Again, their 90 gap. So the original one's 70. So if you're over on their website and you're saying to yourself, well, I want a Ghost, which one do I get? One is 70 gap and one is 90. The 90 gap is going to give you a little bit more performance. It's going to give you a little bit more blade fill, just a titch. It's really not that much, but it's also going to give you the ability to switch between, open comb and close bar, which I really like. I like the options to kind of switch between them. Personally, usually what I do is I shave with one side of a razor. So I like the option if I want to have a closed shave, I can, or an open comb, I have it, right? I like having both, and I like it because you don't have to buy two different razors to get both shaves. I really like both options. Now, I do want to call this out. The actual finish on mine, right? That satin finish is going to tea stain. I did notice as soon as it gets water on it, you can kind of see there's like a discoloration effect that occurs. And if you don't dry that off, and if you're not really careful with that, it will actually stay on the razor. It's part of the reason I have been kind of a proponent of polishing razors that have that finish, because it technically it can change and it can kind of degrade over the course of its life if you don't upkeep it. And I have heard people say, that's the problem with polished razors, is there's upkeep to it. Whereas if you have one of these razors that is like, you know, coated, for me, they're just as much work. You're just going to be drying them and keeping up and taking care of them. But if you take care of it right, the finish will last and will last for a long time. Again, this is the closed bar side. We're doing the closed bar side here. I wanted to start with the closed bar and kind of showcase how close it shaves with the closed bar. And then we'll switch it up and go to the open comb side, excuse me. So you can see it's cutting really closely. It's cutting very smooth, very efficient, very, very comfortable razor. I love seeing this product because it showcases this journey that Yaqi has really taken to develop themselves and create better quality products and to really, really harness and embrace what they're doing. And it shows the passion. I really love that it shows their passion and their continued drive to come to the community with good stuff that's affordable and approachable, right? The razor is not like so heavily aggressive that you'd be flinching when you're using it. And I like that. I still have a desire to once in a while use the Knight's Helm from Grace, right? Over at Yaqi, they do offer some razors that have some bite to them, but razors like this, where they're just easy to use, daily drivers, I think they are appealable, or they appeal to the mass population and the majority of shavers. And I really like saying that there's so many different options from them. Now the handle itself, let's get in here and talk a little bit about this handle. This grip is absolutely phenomenal. The cross grain grip on this, I had no problem when I was taking photos, which I loved, by the way. I thought they turned out really cool. Stacking this next to the actual soap tin, right? It grabbed the soap tin, it didn't fall forward. It grabs it by itself. That's not any AI, that's not fake, that's not, you know, me using wires or anything. This held to that that actual soap tin like this. Like, it really, really, really is grippy, and I like that grippy factor to it. It definitely helps when you have slippery hands, and I think they did a phenomenal job with increasing grip while not making it feel rough in the hand. I love, 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 love how it shaves. And I can say this, right now, I am actually preferring the open bar side to the closed bar side. I think with 48 hours of stubble, the closed or open comb side flows just a little bit better for me, and it feels a little smoother. I usually kind of default to liking the flat bar or closed bar side of razors more, but I really like this open bar system on the 90 DC. It feels very good, very, very efficient, very smooth, and really forgiving, while at the same time offering the performance and flow of a more aggressive razor. This is phenomenal. I love this. I think that is great, and we're doing it right. Both shaves are kind of different a little bit, but we're doing it in this same razor, and I love that. Again, I did Subie stack this. I want to make that really clear. For anybody that watched really carefully, yeah, I did stack 2 blades in there, and I did that because I like the way it kind of creates a little more rigidity in my blade. But the razor cap itself really creates a lot of rigidity, even if you're solo using one blade as intended, right? They never intended it this way, but I do it that way because personally it works really good for my stubble type, and my skin tends to really like it. Look at this stuff. Look at this. Oh, the flow is phenomenal. The shave is close. It is super, super easy. And the scent is hard. It goes for days. It smells like a rocker to me. I don't know, something about it. It smells like hard rock to me. I really, really like the scent on this. It is super easy to get down with. I think it's one of those ones that you could just pick up and wear and like kind of give yourself a confidence boost. It smells really nice. Joe Malone's Velvet and Velvet Rose and Oud. The oud on this, I think, is kind of smoky. It's not like, you know, you would imagine it to be as far as like powdery, or it smells very, very smoky to me, which is kind of cool. It adds this like cool undertone to it. The labdanum smells like, you know, it gives it kind of a boozy like texture like to it. It smells a little darker. It smells like, you know, mysterious, maybe is the right term for it. It's really intoxicatingly good is how they phrased it. And I think that's really accurate. Very, very good shave here. Very close. Very easy to kind of switch between the sides. I'm kind of doing that, as you can see. I'm rotating the razor in my hand and kind of just switching between the sides to do a little bit of cleanup on both sides. Kind of just, you know, make sure I'm not doing one side on the other side, because I want to check the closeness. But there's a common kind of misconception, especially when people are new to the craft, that there is a difference in open comb versus closed bar as far as, like, you know, which one's more aggressive. And I wanted to showcase, you can get the same shave using both sides of this razor because they're pretty much the same. They're the same razor, right? They just kind of feel a little bit different in the actual shaving process. But a closed comb system, an open comb system doesn't necessarily mean it's aggressive or mild. And I want to make that really clear, right? The Icon Tech is a flat bar razor that is absolutely as aggressive as anything you could ever want, in my opinion. Lots of blade fill and very efficient. Whereas like razors like this, even with their closed or open comb system, they are not as aggressive. They are not they're not unforgiving. They're easy to use. They're like autopilot, but they can still like give you a really close, high performance shave just based on getting that angle and kind of setting it at the right spot and really using and optimizing that sweet spot. Wow, so smooth, really, really close. So comfortable and easy. I love that. I love when you find a product like the Ghost that produces a shave that you could do daily, that's not going to give you irritation, it's not going to give you problems, but you're going to get that BBS without any effort. Awesome shave, absolutely to the bone. Again, huge shout out and massive thanks to Grace for allowing us to be part of their kind of journey and showcasing their products and the things that they're kind of doing and improving. I've absolutely loved watching them kind of develop themselves as we have, right? As we've kind of grown, and watching kind of the progression has been very, very fun. This is absolutely a razor that I will cherish and that I will continue using and talking about here because it shaves very close, very easy, and very effective without a lot of effort or energy. It is an investment, but again, I would recommend if you are on the budget, wait for their discount days and use the AliExpress coupon codes because you can get it a lot cheaper. You can get it probably under $100 from what I've heard. At that price point, it's awesome. Thank you so much for being here. I just want to say it again. All of you being here on channel with me is what makes this channel work. It's what makes it worth doing. And I really do appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't, please go below, smash that sub button. I'd love to talk to you in the comments. And until I do our next Subie shave, I will see you there. Soon out.